Well, good morning, YouTube. I've got these old-time lights here. They had two little bulbs in them and a big reflector, and I'm going to show you how to convert these to a H4 halogen bulb. Well, here's the original halogen bulb. You can see it's got a kind of a big circle there, but we'll see what happens when I turn on the lights. Oh wow, that is a huge difference. Well, I thought I'd give this a little test here in the dark. Here's my low beam. You can see it's really bright. There's a high beam. Here's one of the reflectors. It was kind of chewed up. I took some spray paint, and what I did is had another old headlight, and I cut this circle out, and I'm going to go ahead and modify these back clips to where this thing will fit in there. So there's three triangular pins, and this should go in like this. So this doesn't quite fit, so I'm going to just file off some of the little places to get this to go. Well, here's the original halogen bulbs. This one's burnt out, but it sits down inside the holder, and it's got this ring that's on the outside here that snaps down and holds it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is make sure that LED light is got the same proportions that'll fit in this hole. Well, I was able to just whittle on this. It's soft plastic, fairly soft, and I was able to get the light forced down in there. I couldn't put the clip on because it's got this little fan that cools the light, so I couldn't get the clip over that. I could probably take it apart, but I didn't, and it's fitting in there good and straight. One of the good things about this light is that you can rotate it, so you can get about a, I don't know, 100-degree change where the light's pointing straight up and down. So I think this will be good. I'm gonna hook it up to some power here, and I'll show you the brightness of it. Well, here's the original halogen bulb. You can see it's got a kind of a big circle there, and a high beam, but you can see how bright this is. It's not very bright at all, and looking at the light here, you can see it's kind of a yellow looking going through that lens. Now I'm going to pull this bulb out and put the one I just made. Alright, I just taped this into the bucket, and I've basically got my wires run. Both lights will be working at the same time. I don't know if I got the high and low and ground right on this, but we'll see what happens when I turn on the lights. Oh wow, that is a huge difference. Well, don't look like I got high and low sorted out. I'll untape that and play with these wires here a minute and see what I got. Well, it looks like that's a low beam. You can see it really whacked it down on the bottom there. And that's a high beam. So it looks like high is just added on. So that's on basically upside down. I'll see if I can sort this out a little better. And well, I just turned it around. You can see the high beam there now is on high. But that's really much better. Of course, I've got it set way too high. I'm going to turn it down. Yeah, I just rotated the bucket down a little bit, and the high beam's still way too high, but that's good. Looks like the top third on low beams is not being lit, and you hit that, it puts a full circle in it. Well, anyway, that's a huge difference over the other one. I'll see if I can dig up my glass and see what will happen running through the glass. Well, I just taped the glass on it, turned it down a little bit more. Let's see what it looks like now. Oh yeah, that made it softened up the whole thing. That's good. It's definitely super bright light. I might have that glass in upside down too, because it looks like it's got some magnifiers there for the brights. I haven't really got all that sorted out, but it just made it softer, just as bright as it was. Of course, that glass is dirty too, but definitely this is going to have some good lights. And keep in mind, that's just one. I think that's going to be a good solution. I'll have to get it adjusted. This is the driver's side one. I just took that passenger one, just laid it there on the floor. But this looks like it's going to work real good. I'll go ahead and see if I can get my up and down and everything sorted out on this. And because of this brackets, you know, they're coming up about coming up in an angle. They're not dead straight across. So being able to rotate that bulb inside there is going to work good. The way the bracket holds in the light, as we saw in the first time, there's a little gap in here, right there, and this light is supposed to go in that. Well, I thought I'd give this a little test here in the dark. Here's my low beam. You can see it's really bright. There's a high beam. Of course, this is probably too high, but I think this is going to really light up the road in front of me. Anyway, That's a lot of difference. Well, I opened up the garage door and kind of adjusted the headlight. You can see there's a high beam and a low beam, but it's the high beam lights up the building across the street. So may have to play with it a little, but I'm happy with the way these lights work. Well, in line with the lights, there's one of the turn signals mocked up. It's flashing at a good rate. It's not very bright though. I did find some super bright LED bayonet bulbs off of eBay and ordered them. I'll put one of these in, and these should be a little brighter, but it looks pretty good. I gotta get the they'll match this dark blue paint that everything's going to be here for the cowl and everything. That's the same color as the motor, so that'll look fine. This headlight, I checked it again, and man, it's really bright, so I don't know what to do about this housing. I sprayed a little bit of the blue on there. I don't really like it because it's not good paint, and it's so easy to get a run in it. And I either ought to paint them black or the dark blue of the car. I think I'll go with the car blue. So I need to get that one modified and sanded up and prime it, and then we'll try to put some paint on it later. But I need to get both of them all finished and the bulbs in. So here's my turn signal. It works. Well, here's the other headlight. I haven't taken this one apart. It's obviously got some old wires in it, so I'm going to pull this ring off of here, take the glass out, be careful, and I'll use that silver paint to fix this reflector and go about putting that bulb in this one. Well, that came apart pretty good. The original light here, it looks like it's got a place where a bulb went in it. I'm not sure what this reflector's out of, but it happens to be the right size. And it's got this halogen bulb put in here, and this was I think what this originally had was 2 light bulbs. I don't know whether it was running light or what. The other one had a little round plug in it, so I'll do something about that and take this out. Looks like it just held in with a spring, and I'll get this halogen holder out of here, and I'm going to use my fancy shiny paint, hit this reflector. Well, I got that apart. Make it quite a bit brighter. This had a little spring holding it from the back, and this looks a lot like the dash bulbs, and they're held in with a spring similar to this. It just got a little clip that the spring goes over to hold it in. The bulb was just drilled and pop riveted in this bulb holder, so there's really no holder for this. So I'm going to try to put this LED light in here, see how I can mount it. Here's both bulbs side by side, And you can see where this one had a pop rivet on the flat side and on a pin. I suppose I could drill a pop rivet in this and match them up, but the problem is that this base here is way too big to fit in this little hole. In comparison, you can see the light bulb is like 3/4 of an inch, and this other one's a inch and a half or something. So I either have to open this hole up to where this bulb will fit in, or I got to put this bulb in from the back. As you can see, it's quite a bit bigger. I could probably make something. Oh man, I hope I didn't break it. So I'm gonna have to do something there. It might be that I can JB weld it. This bolt turns inside this holder, I believe. I can't really do it with one hand. But I got to make something here. I believe I can just open this up with a rotary burr until it'll clear this plastic piece here. I'll have to make sure what's up and what's down. I would assume this flat place would go where this hole is, like that. And then I'll probably just JB weld this, because I don't have any other headlights with a holder for this style light. I don't know what it, not so good of a finish here, so I'm going to wipe this out real good with carburetor cleaner. Spray paint it with that silver, and we'll let this dry. And once it's dry, I'll try to cut this out a little better. I probably should open it up first and then paint it, so I don't get fingerprints on it. But I'm just going to paint it first. If I have to, I put another coat on it, and we'll see what it looks like. Well, I decided I'm just going to JB weld this in, since I don't have an adapter and the bulb comes apart. I can take the clamp and glue it on here good, but I just put a very light coat on this thing. I noticed on the other one it runs real easy, so I'll let this dry a while and I'll put another coat on it, and then I'll let it dry for at least overnight, and then I'll try to make sure that I got the LED in here right. This is the top of the light, so I'll put the bright on that side and I'll glue it in. So I think I'll be good to go there. Well, I finished these signals up. Cleaned them real good and painted them and let it dry, and I had to go get some little bolts and bolted them on here, so they look pretty good. Of course my wires are not. Here's the other one. They grounded good inside there. They're not super bright. Those bright white LEDs that I got coming are going to help it. This one's a little dimmer than the other one. But they're both on there, and I figured out how I'm gonna do this other headlight. JB weld that bulb into the thing. You can see how dim this one is compared to the headlight. But I think it's going to be good enough. And then I'll have to paint these buckets. I've got some spray can paint I got today. I'll sand those up and put a coat of primer on them. That'll take a couple days to get that done, but I'd like to get this video out to you guys. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I've put quite a few shorts up on YouTube. I'm getting like 40,000 views or something instead of 700. So anyway, appreciate you liking and watching this stuff. And some of these little shorts are pretty funny. I've done these over, I don't know, I've been doing this for at least 10 years, probably closer to 20. But I hope you appreciate it. I hope it's entertaining. I'm trying to, number one is just trying to keep you entertained. I know probably a lot of you guys are, maybe you don't have a project, maybe you do have a project, but at least it's watching me finding my little ways and workarounds to get around stuff that won't fit or never was designed for it. But this whole little section here of the wiring and lights has been kind of a long video, and I've been spending time on the shorts, so I've put a lot more effort into it. I'm just noticing I got to put some kind of grill in that. I think I'm going to use extruded metal. It's past the first of the month, so got my Social Security check. I can get some more parts, and a lot of this build is determined by just the parts when they come and I fix it. So I'll just keep on moving, but I do want to get these lights done and put this other fender on here, just bolt it up where it goes, make some kind of a cross beam. I saw a picture of another 29. It would look pretty cool. They had those big old long horns on this crossbar. I don't know if I'll do that or mount lights on them, but these little turn signals turned out real nice. And they got a unique look to them, and I'll wire them up and get the rest of this harness taped and get all the buckets put back together. It'll be kind of a subject of a whole video because there's quite a bit of work here. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I sure appreciate you. Like and subscribe, tell a friend, and make a comment on these shorts if you see them, and let me know if you think I'm making too many shorts or what. I'll try to put more long content up. Enough of my blah blah blah. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you watching. Have a nice day.